So before we get started, I'm just going to do a little bit of house cleaning on this subject matter. Okay, I see a lot of reactions from people on social media that Diddy got off. He's going free, or he's gonna do time served, all these silly things. Okay, let's just get this out of the way before I even get all into the conversation of how this impacts the rest of the culture in general. Okay, Diddy was convicted on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Now, this verdict does not mean that Sean Combs will not be charged with other crimes. It does not mean that he is now going to be back out in the street, as some people are saying, and throwing parties. None of that is getting ready to happen. Now, is he happy that he was only found guilty on 2 counts? Yes. But I think what's most important to Diddy is that avoiding the racketeering and avoiding the sex trafficking by force, excuse me if I can talk, the majority of his assets will be protected from seizure. Okay, so his family and things like that will not be bankrupt and kicked out of the houses and things like that. The racketeering and the trafficking by force and the coercion, those charges could have been tied to his properties. Those charges could have been tied to everything. Now, his jets and means of transportation will probably more than likely be charged to the prostitution conviction. So the jet and any other jets that he may own will be seized more than likely. Other vehicles may be seized as well. Again, this is all speculation. We'll have to see what happens and how this plays out. But I think he will avoid having most of his assets seized by avoiding being convicted for racketeering. Now, the things that he was convicted on for the rest of hip hop and entertainers and other business people and people of certain types of means is important. Okay, the fact that now in the Fed case, a person in entertainment of Diddy's stature was convicted of transportation to engage in prostitution and the, getting flued out and things like that that are popular in the culture and in sex work culture and prostitution culture, so to speak. This is a problem for people who participate in that. And a lot of people have participated in this in recent history, and this has become a very popular thing to be flued out, so to speak, and participating in any kind of quote unquote sex party activity. This is a problem. If you are a person who has participated in this and it can be proven, and this is a part of maybe your work or your job. And there's a lot of people in hip hop culture where this is a normal practice. They should be shaking in their boots right now. And for the party MCs and the turn up MCs and the mumble rappers and the strip club record making rappers, quit telling on yourself about how you engage with females in your rap songs. Now, the ones that you put out already, there's nothing you can do about that. And if they decide to come get you for that, which is why the Drake case and all this ties now together. When they start putting lyrics in court, it can be an issue. And this isn't a civil case, so this isn't like the Drake versus UMG case. These are criminal, these would be criminal charges, right? So again, pay attention to what you say and what you admit to, and pay attention to that guilty verdict of transportation to engage in prostitution, because that in essence is just about being flued out and being taken to dinner or paid in any way to engage in sexual activity. Sorry to tell you that, but that's what this says. And it's 2 counts, so it's a maximum of 20, and there is no time served really. He's only been on trial for some months, not even a full year. So again, all of these rumors and nonsense, let's let that go, and y'all better focus on what's important. And that is what he was found guilty of and how that plays out as far as the seizure of assets and things like that, and how that may impact your favorite turn up rapper and artist and etc. Or if you yourself engage in such things. But I digress. I'm going to move on. Now, the other part of this is with his assets. He's not out of the woods of the slew of civil charges that are about to follow this. Okay? So anybody who was transported to engage in prostitution, now because he avoided the coercion part, that would be harder to prove in a civil case, but best believe people are gonna file civil cases against Diddy as far as having to participate in helping others being transported to engage in prostitution. There's gonna be all kind of civil cases coming his way. He can get ready for that. I'm not sure that this totally wipes away any drug charges or any firearm charges or any state charges that could follow as well. Again, this was just a Fed case. He was not brought up on any state charges. I'm not sure that they would after he beat this in a Fed case, but you never know because there could be other state charges attached to it. There will definitely be people talking. There will be people telling. It was rumored, and this is completely a rumor. I have no idea if this is true or not, that Sean Combs was an informant himself for law enforcement. If that has been the case, which again is complete speculation, then a lot of people, this is not over. This is nowhere close to being over. This is a big case and a big issue again, but the narrative that he got off is just a false narrative, and we need to let that go. But how this impacts the game going forward, I think you see stripper culture, as far as hip hop is concerned, as far as the promotion of it, is going to die down a little bit, because if people are smart, they'll understand that this gives a very quick pathway for the feds, for state, for whoever to convict, to charge and convict, especially entertainers, of transportation to engage in prostitution, right? The playbook is set by the feds to get that done. So if I was y'all, I would find better ways to go about participating in the party behavior and the sex party behavior and things like that. The freaky frogs, y'all better tighten it up. Tighten it up, pause if need be, but go get some therapy, leave the country. I don't know what you should do, but this is not the great news or the he's free. All of you idiots, y'all need to pick up a book, learn how to read first, then pick up a book and read it, and read a few of them, because y'all, this is how you all keep falling into these issues. Get yourself together. It's way too many of you grown people that just are too stupid. You know, just don't have basic information when we're in the information age, and it's very easy to find on the internet. But yeah, does this have impact on the rap game? I think it does in that way. I think that not only the imagery of certain artists, especially female artists, is going to die down over time, because that type of lifestyle may become under attack by law enforcement, because just it's an easy way to seize assets and put people in jail. I mean, let's just be honest about it. I mean, party culture was dying down in the first place already, but this can be a big knock to that. It has to turn into something else. It has to transform into something else. You're not going to be able to be as wild. I mean, well, let me change that. You can do what you want to do, but a charge may come behind it. Let's just put it that way. And again, with the UMG, Drake versus UMG case, and UMG trying to do everything they can to avoid that case going to trial, because they don't want their business practices to be outed to the public, which means that lyrics will still be somewhat under attack if they don't take that case to trial and try to win it, and instead try to get it thrown out. That is all problematic. So for the artists out there, for the MCs out there, for the songwriters out there, pay attention to what part of your life may be illegal. Okay, pay attention to maybe activity that you're participating in that may be illegal and that will get you in one of these cases, like Diddy has been. Now, Diddy was doing it way bigger and way crazier than anybody could and should be doing it. But at the same time, most people do not have the resources to fight a case like this, like Sean Combs had. So take all of that into consideration. moving forward, that's all I got on this for right now, man. I'm definitely gonna do a couple more videos on this on the Wild World X-amination channel. We're gonna start kicking that channel off with some videos now that this is over with. And there's a lot to discuss as far as society in general and how this impacts that. So go check that out over there. If you're not subscribed over there, go subscribe over there. Comment below, man. Comment. I know a lot of people will have a lot to say about this and how they feel. But as always, man, just hit that like button for me if you haven't hit that like button yet. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. Share this video. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank y'all for watching as always, and we out.